We are in California in Mill Valley next to Muir Woods, and today we're going to do a 20 or so mile run. We'll be in the Muir Woods, Tamalpais area on what is one of my favorite running trails. I've run here quite a bit when my wife was attending some school in San Francisco, and Matt actually lived in Davis, California, and went to graduate school there, and he's run in this area as well. And he's been talking it up to Christof to the point where I don't even think Christof wants to go running anymore. Feels like he's already done the run several times over through Matt's descriptions. It's going to be a 20-mile day with what appears to be good weather. Redwood forest, beach. Christof and Matt are gonna jump into the water. At least that's what they're claiming. And then a run up steep ravine, which is one of my favorite trails here. Got ladders, just feels so adventurous.
We came 200 miles south, 250 miles south, and it is like 60 degrees out there and sunny-ish. And we're gonna hear ocean waves and run through redwoods. Some of that fresh Pacific air coming in. Super stoked for that.
I come out here to San Francisco all the time for work, but I'm usually just in and out and rarely even leave the airport. So I've had this area, this run on my mind a lot, and Matt has told me about it so many times and encouraged me to go that finally he can start talking about something else when we go out and run.
We're actually started a run here in Muir Woods, just a tiny strip of boardwalk and pavement, maybe a mile in length, probably a little less, but there's a lot packed into that mile, and it's a pretty impressive sight. Absolutely beautiful. This is a good way to start a long run, soaking up nature in a place like this. After running through Muir Woods, we're headed up to Mount Tamalpais for the views of the Bay Area. And as Matt said, or as Matt would say, to get our vert also. It's good to get vert. We're at mile 5-ish. And the best part about this run is just the variety. Get a little bit of everything.
This is my first time up on Mount Tamalpais, and in true mediocre amateur fashion, we could not have picked a better day because I think they closed the road up here, and pretty much to get to it, you have to come from where we came from Muir Woods or some of the side trails.
Directly behind me is San Francisco Bay, and we climbed 2,500 feet to get up here in 5 miles, and it was well worth it. And the run's not even over. It's got a lot of good running left to do.
Okay guys, you know you want to be here. Look at this.
All All right, we've passed the Pantole campground, and now we're headed down to Stinson Beach, where Matt and Christof are going to risk cardiac arrest in order to jump into the water at the beach. Got to get like a good 1 minute total of running on the beach. Slow motion. Yeah, well, it's on the sand. Something that like, I don't know, like pumps us up to get back home.
So it looks like there's a little cafe or something open here. I told Danny that just upped the odds dramatically that I don't just go sit on the beach for an hour and then call an Uber and meet them at the airport later.
Why does it always have to be about suffering? Why don't we just actually have a big lunch and go swim on the beach? And
that's what I'm saying. Like,
this goes against everything I believe. And normally, I'm a run until it's dark and you've thrown up kind of person. Christof has forced me to be occasionally the kind of person that stops and orders a full lunch in the middle of a 20-mile run.
occasionally.
Occasionally, it doesn't happen often. And it's only because he's such a good sport for the other 99 runs. So if 1 out of 100 is what I have to sacrifice, that's fine.
I think Christof, like his dreams are about this. But he was like, I was crazy. I was in the middle of like 15 miles. I was super hungry and tired. And then we walk out and I order a non-alcoholic beer and a fish sandwich.
Oh, yes. We are at the beach, and Christof and Matt have been doing photo shoots, and now they're frolicking together in the water behind me. I think they enjoyed the beach more than they enjoyed running through the mountains. I just don't understand the appeal of cold water. It just seems like I'm gonna run out there and the shock to my system will be so severe, I'll just die and then float off into the Pacific. But they've been running around here like a dog set free ever since they got to the beach. Go in there and swim, 3 strokes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So, what you're not seeing on Mediocre Amateur is Danny ever getting in cold water. And he's got a point. It's really painful, but it's really refreshing in its own way.
Look how cool this place is. Just the stone, the water, the smell, the temperature, so pretty.
We're at Pantole campground again. And I don't know what Christof did, but he summoned the power of the fish sandwich and just charged right up steep ravine. Now we have our run down back into Muir Woods. It's been an excellent day. We'll probably end up with about 21 miles and 5,000 feet of climbing, which is perfect.
This is exactly what I needed. And to get the diversity of both worlds of like the Pacific Northwest, cold, icy chill, that sunset, and then come to this bright blue, sunny, green day, hearing the birds, smelling the ocean air. It's my kind of adventure right there. Just a little bit of everything, and it was hard. I mean, in 24 hours, we were gonna cover 32 miles probably, and you know, maybe 8,500 feet of vert.
Variety is the spice of life. And if you're going for a long run, whatever that means for you, make it a run with some variety and the miles will just tick by. You won't even notice.